Hello, Nathan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to New York. Well, actually, NY Yankee Mania. I hope you're all staying cool. Unless your electric company's been calling you like me 8,000 times. Please close the air condition because we're gonna. Oh, but you'll take our money. But when it has to be that you have to give the coolness. It's no good. But that's okay. That's fine. Um, we've got a great show for you, everyone. And Cory Hart will be joining us hopefully in the next couple of minutes. But before that, I want to quickly give you the Yankee lineup if you did not see it yet, and let's get to it. If I can, that would be great. Let's see. Okay, so we have Paul Goldschmidt leading off and playing first. Cody Bellinger in center field tonight. Batting second, Aaron Judge batting third in right field. Giancarlo Stanton at DH batting fourth. Chaz Chisholm Jr., Mr. Everything there, batting fifth at third base. Anthony Volpe batting sixth at shortstop. Austin Wells catching, batting seventh. DJ LeMahieu is batting eighth and playing second base. And Jason Dominguez is in left field batting ninth.
Do you think they're playing this safe with Winnin's pitching today with Wells, or do you think Escara should have been out there?
No, I just the way it is. Well, our star is here, and we're going to put him on. Let's go to former All-Star, and thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Cory Hart. How are you?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Thank you.
First of all, before anything, how's your son doing?
He's good. Trying to stay healthy.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's kind of problem, kind of coming up through everything. But
Good.
so far he's doing okay.
Good.
And the other thing I want to get out of the way, you look like you can still hit. The Yankees are looking for a right-handed hitter, so come on, man.
Oh, well, if you run for me, I'll put my name back in the hat.
You don't want me to run. By the time I get to first base, it'll be New Year's Eve.
Right.
So forget that. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. But Cory, first of all, thank you so much taking a little time of your busy schedule to come on with myself and CT Cards, courtesy of Nippon Media Sports. We're so happy to have you here. And my first question is, first of all, congratulations for being an All-Star. And I loved when we saw a lot of your games here in New York, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And I saw a lot of Milwaukee games, and I loved you in the lineup. I liked you leading off. I liked you wherever you were a threat. And kudos to you in the All-Star game, not the All-Star game, the batting, the home run derby. Out of all those guys, you came in third. I take my cap off to you with the Hall of Famers and everything. You did a fantastic job. Congratulations, man.
Well, thank you. Anybody can win it. It takes talent to finish third.
See, I like that. I like that.
That's what you are. You are talent, my man. You're definitely talent. So take us through the journey, Cory. Take us. When did you finally think, hey, you know what? I can do this thing. I could be one of the 755 players to be on a major league roster. When did you live the dream? And tell us about it. And how did the family play a part in it and all of that?
I mean, it's kind of obviously, I met my wife pretty early on, but I would say I guess that's the second part of it. I mean, the first part of it, I guess, I was never like I never had the pressure of like a first rounder, second rounder, those guys that have a lot of money invested. I was always kind of under the radar, so I never thought of it as pressure. I mean, I was always like JJ Hardy's, still one of my best friends. But I was always close with Prince and Braun and Ricky Weeks and some of those guys. So I was always kind of second or third in line. So there was never that added pressure to I really have to perform because there was that extra value in me. So I was just kind of fun. I was just kind of hanging out with my guys the whole time. I never looked past what level I was. You have A ball. I don't know if they have. There's two A balls and then double A, triple A. I never
Right.
really looked past. Like if I was in low A, I might look at the high A guys to see how they were doing. Or if I was in double A, I might kind of keep track of the triple A guy. But I never really paid attention to the big league team yet. I was always kind of focused on just trying to be as good as I could be where I was and just enjoying that kind of moment. And I never had that added like, oh, I got to get somewhere and make this money. I was just enjoying playing baseball and being with my friends.
Now the minor leagues. How I was always flabbergasted. Like, how do you survive it? You're making X amount of money. I mean, even 10 years ago, now it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you're making that X amount of money. Did you ever like wake up and say, is this ever gonna go forward? Is this where I'm gonna be? Or what is it? All I need to do is get to that next level and my whole life changes. So how do you deal with that? How do you mentally, how was it that you said that you were ready, and then how was it when they came to you and said, okay, big guy, you're going to the Milwaukee Brewers?
So the thing, like, of course, obviously now those guys are pretty spoiled. Those guys, they're minor league teams. They make pretty good money now, and
Yeah.
they have housing paid for. So I never like talk about the money aspect. I never really thought about it too much until I got married. So I got married right after Double A. So me and my wife we already had a daughter. So me and my wife, my daughter, we're in Triple A, and I was making $500-600 every 2 weeks. And then we found out she was pregnant, like in the probably middle of May. So I'm like, oh shit. So that's actually that's the only time I actually thought about can I keep doing this? Because I was, we already had one kid in. I'm making no money in AAA, and so I actually was calling my agent to try to get me to go to. I was trying to go to Japan or China, somebody that would actually pay me because I was on the I was my first year. Back then, the first year 40 man didn't really make that much money. It was kind of the same. You made $100 extra for whatever level you were at. So I was making a couple $1,000. Then it was obviously taxed, and then we had insurances for my wife and my daughter. So I was making like $400 or $500 every 2 weeks. So I was like sitting there going, I can't do this anymore. So I called my agent. We're trying to go. So he was actually calling like Milwaukee, trying to see if they would loan me out to one of the Asian teams. And then something happened in the big leagues, and I got called up. Like somebody got hurt. So it was real quick though. So I got called up for like a week, but as soon as I went up there for the week, I came back down, and I automatically started making 40-man money, or second year 40-man money, which I went from making $2,000 a month to $8,000 a month. So first yeah, to me that was a huge jump. Even if if I would have never made it back, that was enough for us to kind of make it through and have
Well,
enough money to make it through the winter. Because usually the winter you're panicking and struggling, just trying to eat as many frozen dinners as you can because you can't afford to go out anymore.
how was your experience when you the first time, like you said to yourself, man, I made it, I'm here, and you walk through the doors and you're getting in that Milwaukee clubhouse, and it's a beautiful park, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And
No,
yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say, like, are you in awe? How are you feeling?
I mean, I was kind of in awe, but I said I was always lucky. I always had friends along the way, right? So every level I was at, I had like some of my close friends. So I always thought the minor leagues were way more fun than the big leagues because you have, the longer bus rides. You had, like, of course, when I was in the minor leagues, we didn't have cell phones yet. So I was, you're on 10 to 14-hour bus rides with your friends. So you're playing card games, you're reading magazines, you're kind of dicking around trying to come up with games. We had 7 guys in a 2-bedroom in Double A. So you have like that close like camaraderie. So I was fortunate to play with those guys. So I was in Double A with those guys, Triple A with those guys. So I'm in the big leagues with those guys. So it doesn't like you're in awe, but at the same time you're like, well, my friends are with me. So it kind of took that pressure off. Like, if I see JJ or Braun or Prince get hit, I'm like, well, I got hits at every level they're at, so I can do it here too. So that definitely softened the blow, I guess, that because the big leagues can obviously be overwhelming, but having those guys with me the whole time, it definitely made it easier.
Great. CT, go ahead.
Well, Cory, thank you again. I did want to ask you about something that was funny. Is you're 6'6", you're a taller baseball player, and I knew this already, but you recorded the fastest 60-yard dash of any player on the Brewers roster.
Well, that's either two actually. Either we were really slow, or I was kind of fast for a big guy.
because you stole a lot of bases. In the minors you stole 31 stolen bases in 2005. And a lot of times taller players, like I'm pretty tall too. I'm 6'3", not 6'6", but I'm just curious. Having that speed and everything, do you think that was something that also helped you get to the major league baseball level?
Yeah, so I was never kind of like I had power, but I was never like this huge power threat. And then just like anything else, I was trying to be good at everything, or like a jack of all trades. I was trying to be okay defensively. I was trying to be fast enough for people to pay attention to me. I was trying to have enough power to be considered kind of like, all right, he's not Prince or Brawny, but he's got some pop, right? So I was always just trying to be decent at everything. That would, if something happened, they would help me out. And like the stolen bases actually helped me a ton because I benefited from our first rounder. So I was like the 11th rounder my year. So the first rounder my year, we were the same way. We were kind of along the line. His name was Dave Krenzel. So me and him were kind of every level together. So
Mhm.
AAA, he was our center fielder. He was like a 6'3". He was like crazy fast and crazy athletic. So playing center field never like kind of even got in my mind because I was assuming that was his position. So I actually got called up to the big leagues in '05 because the team was kind of down on him. He was kind of a party guy. Didn't really, wasn't really good with authority. So I could basically I benefited because I was fast enough to play center field, even though I wasn't a center fielder. They're like, hey, we don't. This kid needs to grow up a little bit. Go play center field in the big leagues. Which I was intimidated, but any kid, you're like, hell yeah, I'll do that. So I kind of went. I got called up to big leagues because I was quick enough, based on like they thought I could go play an average center fielder versus the kid that I leapfrogged. I guess his name was Krenzel, what is probably one of the best center fielders in baseball at the time, but they didn't like his attitude and things like that. So, I definitely wasn't going to say no to that.
At that point now, what was your greatest thrill being a major league ball player? What was your favorite number one that you could turn around and say, wow, I did that or my team did that? What, in your opinion, stands out to you?
There's a few things, but I think my favorite moment in baseball ever was in 2008. We made the playoff. Well, it was the first year. It was the first. There was so much pressure on Milwaukee to make the playoffs because
Yes.
there had been that big gap. But I was kind of part of that group. I was one of the core players. But the the season ended like basically we had to win the game, and then the Mets were playing the Marlins, I think, or one of those things. They're playing somebody. So the
It
Mets
was
were
the
playing. Was it the Marlins? They were playing at the same time. So they had to win. If they won and we won, we were going to have like a tiebreaker.
right.
So we played, we had an earlier game, so we finished our game. So it was a great game. I think it was a game CC dominated the Cubs. So
It was awesome.
so we won that game, and we have to basically wait for the Florida Mets game to finish. So they put the big screen on, they put the whole jumbotron is watching the game. So I think there was 40,000 people that stayed after our game to watch that game.
Wow.
We're all on the field like drinking and party, hanging out with our family. Because in our mind, worst case, we have a playoff. We have to have a playoff game. But my wife's out there with my kids, and we're drinking and kind of enjoying the moment. But that was, that just kind of how that worked out. And of course, the Mets lost, so we were able to make the playoffs that year. But that was such a cool moment.
Yeah, that was a Sunday. I mean, obviously, last day usually. I remember that like it was yesterday. My God, and CC was just unbelievable for you guy for you guys. He was just unstoppable. Your whole
Yeah,
team, really. I mean, you have you. I mean, your team was good enough to win, man. Good enough to win that championship. They were excellent. You guys,
well, we
take
were,
your hat off to you guys.
well, like so back then we were kind of like the how the Yankees kind of how the Yankees have been. Like their offense, our offense was crazy. Like we led the league in home runs, our
Yeah,
extra base hits, RBIs, all like, but we would always, we were always offensive first, and we didn't have that dominant pitching. So when CC was able to come, like his stretch was as good as I've ever seen it. But again, he was obviously tired towards the end. But just you didn't have that the guy. It was hard to kind of to be the next guy after CC. You know what I mean? Because he was so good. But and then of course we Ben Sheets was hurt towards down the stretch.
yeah.
Giovanni Gallardo, who's obviously had a great career. His first start in the playoffs was like he missed the whole season because he got hurt in this. He got hurt like the first week of the year, so he was coming back. Like he was still good, but he didn't have that game experience leading up to that point. So he's trying to pitch in a playoff game when he wasn't, full steam type thing. So
Yeah.
it was tricky, but I mean, again, it was such a cool moment.
Did you enjoy when you were traveling? Did you enjoy coming to New York?
Yes, love New York. So I would my so I, you, one of your first questions talked about being in the big leagues and try to make things easier. Like I got married really quick, so my and I was never the party guy. I never had to focus on going out. I had my wife traveled a lot, so if I sucked, I had my kids with me all the time. So it kind
Oh,
of helped. It kind of helped downplay a lot of that. So my wife would always let each kid. She would take family trips, but every kid would got. They would take a kind of individual trip. So she would take one kid to a trip kind of all the time. So I had a lot of my kids would always go to New York, so we go watch Broadway shows and walk around the parks, and so it's kind of like we always thought it was a kind of a cool place to have that like one-on-one trip because there was a lot of things for kids to do there.
okay. So I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who did you like beating more, the Yankees or the Mets? Be truthful.
I mean, like realistically, the Yankees.
Yes.
And it's just because I mean, like, so I grew up in Kentucky, so the New York it seemed like it was Japan. It was that far away, right? So, the Yankees just had that like stigma of just being one of the main franchises, and like I thought it meant more to beat the Yankees just because their fan base is so strong and they're supposed to be good all the time. I mean, I know the Mets are supposed to be good because their payroll is kind of crazy, but they haven't necessarily been that team. So the Yankees, just because it's just say you beat the Yankees, is kind of cool.
CT?
Well, I know I'm kind of shifting things here, Corey, but I wanted to ask you. During the 2007 season, you had a 22 game hitting streak. Did you? I heard a lot of players say that they don't even know they had a streak going. Is that true or not? Did you know you had that 22 game hitting streak going, and how did it change your approach to your game
Okay.
while it was happening?
Yeah. So I mean, guys are all liars, dude. I said like if you get to, I mean, if you ever get past like 10 games, because then people start talking about it. So then so like there's no way you're not in that 15 plus range that it's not talked about. So like whether you want to think about it or not, you're gonna have reporters and it's gonna be on the internet. So like guys know, then it becomes a little more pressure because you're like, oh crap, I gotta try to see if I can keep this going. But just like anything else, as soon as you start doing really well, like in your mind, you're like, ah, when's this gonna end? So when's this gonna be over, right? So
That's cool. In your playing days in Milwaukee, stopping there because I mean you had a lot of success there. Did you ever have a one-on-one conversation with Hank Aaron?
yes, a couple times.
Really?
How was that? How did you feel? How was that all about?
So it was so I mean, I grew up a Braves fan, so obviously realized that Hank was associated with Atlanta too. So the the just to have the brief conversation with him, just talk a little bit hitting, talk a little bit about kind of how it was when he was kind of coming up because segregation was pretty stout early in his career. So just kind of pick his brain with some of that stuff and how he was able to be as successful consistently dealing with all that shit. Because I was trying to think of pressure. We all have pressure. We're all on TV. We have this thing like you're trying to make sure you perform so you still have a job. So like I was trying to talk to him about how I thought it was difficult for us, but then I couldn't imagine how difficult it was for him to go through what he had to go through on top of being such one of the best players ever. So that was cool to kind of pick his brain with that stuff.
I couldn't imagine the pressure of trying to beat Babe Ruth's record. I mean,
Oh, dude,
I still see that ball. I mean, I was a young pup, but I still see that ball in 1974 that Tom House caught going out, and the fan, and he's running around, and the fans
running with it, right?
shaking his hand. It was like, what an amazing feat. I mean, and then what he went through with dead threat. Don't break that record. Don't do this. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, let the man have his glory. My God, it's like everything is so serious, and so it's a feat. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, give him credit. He's an athlete. He's a superstar. Let him have his due. When you guys have to worry about death threats and getting beers thrown at you, and it where does the buck stop? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I'm sure his pressure was crazy, but for him to be able to do it and kind of withstand was kind of fun to talk about with him.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. There is, if you don't mind, a couple of people in the chat. One has one very interesting for you. It says, Cory, Real Bill. He's a big supporter of our show. Cory, I saw your jersey hanging in the Greenwood gym. I lived in Lexington for 17 years, and I'm always impressed with the roots of famous players. Congratulations on your awesome career.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, can't beat the old Kentucky roots.
I know, but to have I mean, that must be so cool. You could go there and say, hey, what to your kids, or eventually your beautiful grandkids down the line. Wow, that's Grandpa. That's Dad, is that you? That is awesome. Congratulations. That's great. That's great. You deserve it, because you were an excellent player.
No, thank you. I go with above average, but with good work ethic.
Above average is no bad feat either.
Right.
We were talking about you were off the air, and I'm still in awe with now you played in Yankee Stadium with that was the home run derby, right, that year?
No, so I was in Yankee Stadium for the derby, or not derby, but the 08 All-Star game.
Oh,
but then
All-Star
I was in the 10 All-Star game was in Anaheim.
Anaheim.
That was the one I was in the derby.
Yep.
And how did you feel the 08 one at Yankee Stadium, and seeing all those retired players there and closing the stadium up and all of that?
That was cool. So I mean, like I was part of two of them, but the way they were able to do that because the stadium was closing, but to have those guys there, and that was I don't know if you remember, that was Hamilton's crazy derby showing.
You went nuts. Yeah,
it was just cool, man. That was such a fun experience. I had actually both. I was pretty fortunate. I had my kids with me both times. I was like front page of the USA paper was me and my son watching the derby, and then when I was in Anaheim, the same thing. They took another photo of me and my daughter, so I was able to have two kind of pretty iconic pictures during that situation. So I was able to kind of blow things up. So that was really cool.
Sean Browning asks you, Cory, what was it like making the majors when you got to live your dream?
Just like anything else, I think when you're going through it, it's like it's a really brief moment of I can't believe it's happening, but then the next breath, it's like, oh shit, now I got to perform so I can stay here. Right. So it's really, but I mean, it's really cool. I mean, like, I was in the minor leagues for 5 years, the big leagues for a little over 10. The big leagues is everything you think it's going to be. I mean, the resources those guys have, the facilities, the fan bases, just everything that comes with it it's hard to figure out how good it's going to be until you get there.
Now, and I know, CT, one of our questions definitely to you is, Do you love all of the changes? What do you like? What don't you like? What do you think is what should change? And what has changed since you've played, which isn't too long ago?
Well, I mean, like when I played, there was the only replay was the home runs.
Right.
You could challenge a home run, but now I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of all the replays, but then I don't of course I watch almost every Brewer game still. I think the thing that drives me crazy. I never thought I'd like the well they did the spring training the home plate where the guys could challenge top their hat and challenge a pitch.
Oh yeah, yes.
I didn't think I'd like that, but after watching the amount of back calls this year, I think it wouldn't be that bad to have those guys have at least one challenge. I mean, that way if they lose it, that's their fault, right? But
I
think
used to. I'm sorry, guy.
no, I'm saying I think that's coming because the way it is right now, I think pitching is getting so good and velocity is so strong that I mean, umpires are going to miss. Obviously, it's a human error, but I definitely think that that could help take some of the guys getting tossed because some of those are huge.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, no, absolutely no question. What about the phantom runner in the top of the 10th?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think I don't like it as a fan because my kid pitches, so I could just knowing like you're going out there with a guy at second, you're like, shit, I could pitch a good inning and lose this game, right? So I liked the fact that some games went 15 to 20 innings because at the end of the day, you're just trying. It turns into a marathon, but like I don't mind
It's
it. I think
baseball. It's
baseball is
great.
supposed to be. Sometimes it's supposed to be a long marathon, and you win those games. It's so cool.
No, you're
But
right.
now they're trying to shorten it up. I mean, now if you have a 12 inning game, it's long, but it's like I don't know. I'd rather just play it out and hopefully somebody walks it off early, but at the same time you finish the game.
Now, Jake in the chat says, Cory, congratulations. First off, when you were in the lineup, did you like hitting in a certain spot? And how did you feel if you were batting, let's say, fifth one time, eighth another time, lead off another time? The inconsistency, did that bother you, or do you think it bothers a player?
No, I mean it really shouldn't. I think actually I like leading off probably the most, but I think as a player, like say when they told me that they asked me to lead off, right? They didn't ask me to be different than the player I was. So when somebody tall or big or slow is asked to be a leadoff hitter or whatever position it may be, they're not telling you to change. They're trying to help. They're just trying to put their best lineup out there. So if I need to be leadoff or hit eighth or whatever it may be, they didn't tell me to hit any differently. So I think when the big league hitters are, they're pretty good. So the guys, if they're supposed to hit in the lead off and take more pitches, if a guy like I never walked a lot. They didn't tell me I had to walk a lot. They're like, hey, just go in there and get ready to hit type thing. So I don't think it matters too much for big league guys. I think if a guy's struggling, it's an easy excuse, I guess. But for the most part, they're professionals. They go in there and try to just get on base when any chance they can.
There's one here in the chat, and CT, I just want to get this out to him. How do you feel when a pitcher is wild and he throws 4 balls in a row, or maybe 7 or 8, and then the next batter automatically hits the first pitch? Are you for that? Are you against that? To me, the thinking is they think that the guy's going to throw a perfect pitch down the middle, and I don't see it. Oh, we might have lost him. Oh, there you are.
I lost you for a second.
Well, who knows? Maybe he didn't want to answer. No, I'm just kidding. We'll wait for him to come back because I think he got up for something. I don't know. But, yeah, he's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the stream. I think something happened on here.
No.
Sorry.
That's okay. So our question is,
Can you guys hear me?
what was that?
I can't hear you guys.
You can't hear us?
Can you hear me now? Hello. Can you hear
Yours
us
look
now?
good, but I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh, geez. Can you hear me now? CT, say something. Maybe he can hear you.
Can press the mute button on your phone to make sure you're not muted.
Sorry. I still can't hear you guys. You guys look great though. Oh, there you are.
Can you
You
hear us
good?
now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, like we were saying, that perfect pitch after we had let's say the pitcher walked the last two batters, and we lost them again. Maybe that question is not supposed to be asked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he looked at me, got scared, and left. I have no idea. Nah, he's coming. I'm sure it's just. But I think we got him back. There he is. I don't know. I think that's a voodoo question. Would you just answer it? No. But again, are you a believer if the pitcher throws 8 balls in a row, the batter should hit the first pitch, the next batter?
No. I think I like.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I get the concept where you're trying to get like the guy might throw you a cock shot, but like the hardest thing for a pitcher is to try to find it again. So I think if you're helping him out, getting a 1 pitch, 1 out, or chasing a pitch that it's not there, like I don't know. I'd rather make him throw strikes.
There you go. That's the old time ball player that I like. These guys don't understand. Oh, you got to hit every. No. Let him throw the pitch. Get that starting pitcher out of the lineup. Period. That is the way to do it. Period. And I agree with you. Oh, I'm so glad you gave that answer. BT, go ahead.
Oh, Cory, I was interested. What are your thoughts on how analytics has gotten so into baseball? When you played, there wasn't as much analytics going on. How do you feel about it? Do you like it or not?
I think it's good and bad. Like I'm sure I would have used it, but I don't like. I still think the eye test is is extremely valuable. So I'd rather kind of pay attention to how the game's going, and if a guy can hit, he can hit. I don't think X to velo and all that launch angle shit matters that much. I think if you're a guy that can swing the bat or find a good way to get on base, you're in good shape.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, the teams that get assembled today. Do you think there should be more base stealers, more hit and runs, or do you like the idea that you sit back and wait for the 3-run homer?
I think I played on both teams. I like the way the Brewers are. I like the fast pace. I like athletic, more of guys that can play more than one position, and get pigeonholed. I think it's fun to wait for the 3-run home run, but it doesn't always come, right? So then you get stuck sometimes in those losing streaks, and it's hard to win the playoffs if you can't move guys around.
Who is, in your opinion, 1 and 2, the best players in baseball right now? If you had to pick 1, 2, all right, let's go 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Like right now, I mean, it's hard to go against Ohtani. Literally, if I'm watching, I like Ohtani. Freddie Freeman, it's hard to go against Freddie Freeman too. I mean, it's tough. I think the 2 best players are on the same team.
Yeah,
but I mean, same thing. I could watch Lindor play a lot.
Wow,
Lindor, yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't hear Aaron Judge.
I think Aaron Judge is great, but I still like. I mean, I would build. I mean, Freddie Freeman. Of course, Ohtani is just like the superstar. He's so fun to watch, but I don't know. It's hard to go against Freddie Freeman's career.
Yeah.
And I try to be different. Lindor is just exciting and athletic, and obviously Judge has crazy power and is a star. But Lindor is.
Were you flabbergasted with the Red Sox trade last Sunday?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm friends with a few of the Giant guys. I think as a player, I was so ingrained to like do whatever it takes, you know, because I moved around and I don't know. I always think it's silly when guys won't move or won't try to adjust to help their team out. I think you're getting paid a crazy amount of money to play a sport, and if
Yep.
your team is paying you to doesn't matter, your team is paying you to play, so it doesn't matter what they tell you to do. They're still paying you to do it. So if you should say yes to whatever they want you to
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting all kinds of stories. Oh, I was never asked. Oh, they forced me, or listen. There's your story. There's your part. There's their part, and then there's the truth. We'll never know the truth, but you could clearly see that he was very, very unhappy in Fenway, in Boston. So the change, I think, will make the best for him, and I believe we just lost him again.
I'm right here. Just give me a second.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Hey, Joe, can I ask a question when you're done?
You good to go, man.
No, just wait for him to for his video to come back on.
No,
Yeah,
but so,
go ahead.
yeah, good. So
Hey, Cory, you had a left knee injury back in 2013. Now, when I want to ask you about how do you feel about injuries in baseball now happening more and more often? Like, do you see something wrong with this? Do you do all the Tommy John surgeries, and how did they handle things when you were injured compared to the way you think they're handling them now?
I think they're probably the same. I think I got hurt. I might have ended up having two big knee surgeries. So I missed 13 because of two. I had microfracture in both knees. But I mean, the big thing people are obviously want to talk about is the arms. And I think I don't know if it's because I'm sure it's some of the training, some of the high velocities that it could be a mixture of everything. Guys are training harder, they're throwing harder. So like I was a huge like Greg Maddux Smoltz fan. You hear those guys talk. They all could throw hard and they threw, but they were trying not to throw every ball as firm as they could to try to withstand. Even Smoltz. I was listening to him the other day, and he was talking about if he would have been in today's game, probably wouldn't be as good because he'd be asked to throw as hard as he could all the time. So I think just the longevity was probably a little easier back then because the guys, if they threw, a lot of guys probably could throw hard and they threw, but the focus was way more on like being a true pitcher versus being the guy that throws 100. So I think,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with it, but I mean, really don't know. I think, but as far as getting hurt, they're definitely, the trainers are amazing, the facilities are amazing. So when guys get hurt, they're able to bounce back. It's always a shame when guys get hurt.
We have a question for you here in the on the email. It's from Jeff, and Jeff asks, when you went to a favorite city, what was your favorite food, and were you looking forward to taking your family someplace with you? How was that? How did you guys roll on that?
So like, I mean, we definitely made come on, the trips on based on like kid stuff. Like my wife would take travel for whatever the attractions my kids could get into, right? But I think actually the thing that I always look forward to the most traveling was the food trucks in New York.
Okay.
so so like I mean it was funny. We would travel. We would go out to eat and go to a show or whatever, and I'd take the kids, and I'd always stop and grab like a meat stick or something from a truck just because I don't know. I think those are great.
I mean, not a hot dog. I mean, come on. How can you a New York hot dog? Are you kidding me?
So the food trucks are great there. So that was kind of like my thing that I look forward to eating wise most.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Cory, what was it like to be, become a Milwaukee Brewers Wall of Honor? How was that? What was that moment like for you?
That's cool. I mean, I'm not like super talkative, and I'm not like super like loud, like emotional things like that. But that was pretty emotional, just because I was a growing up super poor and just going through that whole process of kind of being away from your family all the time and growing up really fast, and then just getting acknowledgement by the team that kind of you did that with, right? So I was a huge like Brewer fan, and I loved the Brewers, but for them to just, obviously I'm never going to be looked at as this great player, but to be acknowledged by the team that kind of drafted me and that kind of showed me the ropes and kind of became a family of mine was pretty cool.
Cool. I just wanted to ask you that. I had to ask you that. That's a cool honor.
When it was about time that you said, okay, I'm hanging it up, what was that first winter like for you? How did you feel after all the years of minor league ball and then being in the majors and everything? Did you take a deep breath? Did you like, hey, I don't have to go to spring training? How did that feel for you and the family? Or did your wife want to say, when are you going back to playing? Get out of here already.
No, so I think I was not fortunate by any means, but at the same time, I felt like I wasn't really pushed out. I just was hurt. So like my last 2 years of playing, like my body hurt so bad, and I was literally my last year. Like I actually pulled up a video of my last homer the other day. Like it looks painful to run. So I had probably 3 hours rehab a day. Like I was.
Oh,
My goal was obviously to get to 10 years. So I literally played the last year just to get to my 10th year, and then. But my son was already. He was already in competitive baseball at a young age. So I went from the big leagues to club coach, the next fall, right? I started coaching him right away. And so it wasn't that of course I missed it. I missed talking to the guys and some of the guys that aspect of just hanging out with guys. But my last 2 years, I was almost like just a portion of the guy I used to be. I couldn't run. It hurt to play. Like if I had a really good game, I would have to drain my knees. My knees would swell up. So it was one of those just annoying kind of things. You're just like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. So I didn't have that, like, I was sad that the baseball was taken away from me. I'm like, I'm ready for this to be over because I can't stand feeling like this all the time. And my son was playing. I wanted to coach my kid and get involved in all that stuff. So I went from playing to coaching, like literally. I was actually in Pittsburgh. My last year in Pittsburgh was 15. My last game was Father's Day. I started coaching, and they didn't release me because they didn't want the Brewers to pick me up. Yeah, because they played each other like 7 times in September, so they were afraid because the Brewers and them both were going for the wild card, so they were afraid that I would leave Pittsburgh and go to Milwaukee, and my numbers from in Milwaukee against Pittsburgh were really good, so they were like, so Clint Hurdle was like, you know what, you just want to hang out here and cheer us on or go home? I was like, screw that, I'm going home. So I went home and I was still getting paid. So I was getting paid in August, September to coach, and I was coaching my kids' club team. So
That is awesome. That is awesome. Now,
no, go ahead, CT. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want, seeing that we're talking about coaching, what is the difference? I know this sounds like a random question, but what's it like to be coaching compared to playing? What do you like about coaching, and what do you miss, let's say, about playing?
So coaching, I think early on it was kind of hard. So I took my son's team when they were, I guess 11. They were 11U. So I coached those kids all the way through high school, and then I coached my son in college, like as a hitting coach. But I loved the club aspect of it. Just like I loved running everything. And I felt like I could put the kids in the best position to win and to get noticed and things like that. And we became extremely good. We were the best team in Arizona for a couple, at why they were doing it. But I like that aspect, but I hate some coaches that, like you run across some crazy coaches out there and some crazy teams, but just, helping, because our team was kind of the under the radar small team. So we play these huge elite teams from all over the country, and, they're flying kids in, and we have kids they grew up 20 minutes apart, and then we go out there and smoke these guys. So that was fun. That was fun, kind of showing up to kind of be the unknown and get after guys. But the thing I missed about playing was just that, like I was talking about, just the camaraderie, like hanging out in clubhouses, playing cards, working out together, things like that. I mean, the playing part is fun, but there's a lot of stress involved in that. Like it's the game winning hits and shit like that is awesome, but it's kind of hard to beat just the hangout sessions you get.
Wow. Who's your favorite manager playing for?
Well, in the big leagues, So not really a manager. I love playing for Eddie Cedar. I don't remember him. He was my manager my first 2 years in baseball. So I was like a repeat rookie offender when I got drafted. So I went through I went through a short season, which Milwaukee didn't have a rookie team, so that was our short season. And then I didn't make a team out of spring training again, so I went back to his name. It was actually in Utah, Ogden, Utah. So so I had him for those 2 years, and then he was the third base coach in Milwaukee for 6 of the 8 years I was there. So he was the guy that I was able to talk to, and just, of course, now we're extremely good friends. He's one of my best friends, but that just he was such a mentor to me. That was the guy that I looked at all the time for purpose and ways to keep going sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and Milwaukee, I mean, obviously is your favorite place as a ball player. That was your number one place. I mean, we could tell that. I mean, there's no secret there.
I got a hat. There it is.
Oh, does that give it away? Oh, I didn't realize.
Right.
But do you have any plans at all? Would you like to come back in any capacity? Do you do anything? Do you show up at the ballpark? Maybe a little broadcasting? Do you ever have any aspirations in doing something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I show up. I mean, I usually do 2 or 3 times a year. I go to Milwaukee for something. Like it's usually like PR stuff and promotional stuff, but I mean, if they were when I was still literally the year after I got done playing, Council was, kind of joking around like he would come be my first base coach. I kind of thought about it for a second, but then, I wanted to coach my kid and be around my kids and stuff like that. So now as my kids have gotten older, I might think about it. I think scouting would be fun. I love watching baseball and kind of different, I feel. Talk about analytics. I'm not a huge analytics fan, so I think I could have a different perspective in that aspect and scouting and kind of trying to. So, but I mean that's fun for me watching games and kind of paying attention to talented kids. That's interesting, but I don't know about coaching yet. My son's just a sophomore in college, so I'll be spending time driving and making sure I'm watching him pitch and things like that. So that's probably still another.
Good luck to him.
Thank you. That's still a few years away from really getting interested in being in the big leagues again, or minor leagues for that matter, because they're all time consuming. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Like I said, you're still young enough, and if you feel good, man, Yankees need a right-handed hitter. That's what I keep saying. Man. The tryouts are at 161 River Avenue. Really, but no, I can't thank you enough for taking some time, away from your busy schedule, your family and all. But I do have a little surprise for you, and I'm going to, let's see, should I do? Yeah, let's surprise him, right, CC? What do you think?
Let's do it. Do it.
Yo, what's up, my guy? What's up, Cory?
What up, dude? What up, man?
How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for hanging out with my schedule today, dude. I got stuck to go to the dentist this morning.
Oh, no problem. I'm learning. See, Cory, so I'm learning the other side of the business now. So I'm trying to manage. I'm trying to be a PR manager now for these players. So nice. I'm learning each day how to manage that. So I'm used to. So I'm getting used to all the schedule changes for all these athletes I'm trying to work with. So
yeah, dude, you just keep talking to me, dude. My schedule is always everywhere. So I'm always on the fly.
I just want to say thank you for joining CT and Joe. They're the best.
No, man, it was great. No worries.
Anytime you are welcome here, man. Anytime. My final question to you is, what's your World Series prediction?
My World Series prediction? I don't know if it's a prediction. It's more of like what I want to see. Does that count?
Yeah.
Well,
you can say anything here.
Well, as much as I love the Brewers, I don't see that happening. But I'd love a rematch. I love I'd love a Dodger Yankee rematch and let the Yankees win it this time.
Kip Ross said that same thing.
Oh, come on, every morning. Come on, every morning.
We interviewed Kip Gross, and he said the same thing as you just said. That is awesome. That's 2 in a row. Yankees, Dodgers.
Dodgers. Nobody likes the Dodgers. Poor Dodgers.
No, dude, I live in Arizona, so it's easy to hate the Dodgers when you live in Arizona.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. CC, you have a question or two before we
Well, I just had one more question I wanted to ask you. 2007 or as of 2011, you and Ryan Braun are the only two Brewers to have 220 steal and 220 homer seasons in their careers. How do you feel to be in that company?
Of course, Braun. I was fortunate to see Bronny all the time. It's easy to love everything he did. So if I'm anything that I did that is in line with anything he did is I'll take, because he was a pretty special player.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was such a special year for you guys in 2008.
Yeah.
You're growing up a Yankee fan, but I really enjoy. I mean, you guys, we were all pulling for you guys. And I'm not saying that because you're here in front of me. It was a great, fun team to watch. And then when you guys got CC, I said, this is it. They're going to the playoffs this year, one way or the other. And honestly, really, again, not because you're in front of me right now, I really enjoyed the way you played the game.
No,
and
thank you.
I tip my NY Yankee Mania takes the hat off to you, because we really enjoyed the way you played, and that's a fact. And when I heard that you were coming on, secretly, I was very excited. I was very happy to hear that.
Yep.
And you are welcome anytime to our show. Anytime.
No, I appreciate it, man. It's always fun talking baseball.
Hey, Cory, real quick, I got so the team I work for in Jersey is called Trent Thunder. Actually, CC's son is on the team this year, Carson.
Nice.
Yeah, and also he's doing good. Carson's actually he's back from he went to the M.Lb draft combine, and then now he's back with us. And then I was chopping it up with him a little bit before the game. He said the draft combine was great, and he's doing pretty good. And even Gary Sheffield, we have Gary Sheffield's son on the team that's here too, Jaden Sheffield. Yeah. So CC made an appearance already at the ballpark, and I was able to catch up with him too. It was always great seeing CC in the family. So
that dude's awesome, man.
He's the best.
He must have been some teammate to play with, man. He must have been funny as heck.
It was funny as heck, but he was just such a good dude. I mean, like, when we got him, we were kind of that. Our stars were still young. I mean, Prince and Bronny were still
right.
They were on the way up, but to get a proven guy like CC was crazy. And of course, he was my locker mate. He used to give me shoes all the time, so he was pretty awesome.
That's good. So I guess you were pretty happy for him winning the first year with the Yankees after he went free agent.
Yeah, we always supported him, and he was so good to us.
That's great. But you made all the Yankee fans in the stream very happy that you want to see them in the World Series. Not only see them, but win them. Oh, man, forget about it. You're going to be a star on this show. Forget it.
Nice. Yeah, come on, get Judge a ring, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate all the time. And God bless you and your family. And really, whenever you can, please stop in. Well, you're always welcome here on NY Yankee Mania.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Happy 4th of July to you and your family.
All right, you too, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, good to see you again, Cory.
All right, you too always, man. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I loved how you brought Nathan up. That was beautiful. I love that.
I got to bring up the big N. Are you kidding me?
Really nice guy. We're bringing you guys some fire guests, man. We're bringing you guys some fire guests.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yankee fans. You're the man.
Stay tuned. More to come.
No, Nathan, I really, what I really liked about getting to interview Cory Hart, and I really meant to get to more, was that, the amount of stolen bases and him, and 20 bases stolen, hit 20 homers. I did touch upon it, but I wanted to get more involved with that. But I just meant to say, when you really look at his stats, I mean, he had a batting average of 271, had 162 home runs, and 538 RBIs. I mean, what a career he had! Two-time All-Star.
Yep.
I was so interested in doing this interview. I stayed up like all night doing this. I was so excited.
What a way for you guys to get back-to-back World Series predictions, saying repeats with Kip and then
I know. What are the odds on that?
That's why I had to say it. I was like, no way, Kip Ross said the same thing.
So 2 people back to back. That means the third time's a charm.
Charm.
That means we're going to the World Series. That's it. We don't have to watch any more games. Let's just watch. We watch Tiffany Stratton do her wrestling, and that's it.
Tiffany Stratton is mine.
Oh my God! What's it got to take?
Joe, we've been over this. We've been over this.
You should have. You should have go. You missed out. She was at Fanatics Fest. You should have went to see her.
I know. Did you see her punching the punching bag?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Man. She looks like she could take a lot of the guys one by one. Boom, slam them down. Man, she's solid. You
know who else was there? From the videos, Cody Rhodes was there too. John Cena, CM Punk. Seth Rollins was there.
And Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Becky Lynch, and then some other
Undertaker.
Undertaker. Yeah. Some other divas were there also. I forgot who now.
Oh, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Nikki Bella. There you go.
How do you forget beautiful women? I mean, I can understand you forgetting the Undertaker, but how can you forget Nikki Bella?
Nikki Bella, Tiffany Stratton.
Oh my God! What a tag team! I would pay $500 just to see them go a tag team. Forget about it. Are you kidding? No, that was great. A couple of things for tonight. I know we have a personal thing because we wanted to see Alan pitch tonight. But how do you think he's really going to do tonight, Nick? What's your feeling, honestly?
I said. I think 5-6 innings on a pitch count. 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and I think that's I feel I'm just interesting to see because the first inning always for a debut is a big inning, and if he can get 3 outs, then that will help him calm down. So that's I mean, let's see.
No, you know what would really calm him down? The Yankees get 2 to 4 runs in the first.
So the Yankees have to score first, in my opinion, in the first inning. But it's an 8:00 game, right?
Is it 8:00 or
7:30? 7:10.
7:10. Yep. And also the Mets are playing Atlanta too, so there's a lot on tonight.
Yeah.
You know who else is a Braves fan? I just found out. I was listening. He was remember Keenan Thompson?
Yeah.
He's a Braves fan. He's from Atlanta.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jason Casuto, you just missed Cory Hart. Where were you? Come on, Jason.
Jason, where were you?
He's putting together the trivia so that Jonathan won't win all the time.
Yeah, Jonathan, we're not allowing him into the trivia show.
Yeah, Jonathan,
it's just not fair.
Every question, I mean, you could have told him in 1832, what time did Babe Ruth go to the restroom?
And he got clock. Yes. It was not fair.
It was ridiculous. My wife does me cutting the grass and pulling weeds. Well, come up. Well, that's right. You know about the weather because, I mean, this morning for here, we were like 89 degrees at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Then, okay, we have a celebration, guys. Dev Finch, the cousin and the husband.
Nice. Happy anniversary to your cousin. Yeah.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. 50,000 more years, baby.
13-year anniversary. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. Imagine, that's what I like about this show. We have fun and it's so nice. By the way, before I forget, I want to give a big shout out to my brother John, who had a procedure operation done this morning.
Oh wow!
I just got word that he's doing very well.
Okay, that's good.
He had thank you. He had a meniscus bad tear, and I keep telling him, will you stop trying out for the Yankees or the Mets? I don't know how do we get these things if we're not athletes?
Wishing him a speedy recovery, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank
Same
you so
here.
much. And I want to shout out to my sister-in-law Nancy, who is with them all the time and brought him to the hospital, brought him back, and now it's time for recovery. So kudos to John, and I hope you feel better, and I hope you're not in too much pain. And tonight you can get to watch anything that you want, and everybody's going to serve you hand over foot. So enjoy it, and I just hope that you get better real soon. So I wanted to just bring that out to everyone, and wish him well.
Now, Nathan, what do you have planned? What do you have up your sleeve for what you're up to?
Huh?
What are you up to tonight, or in the future, next few days?
We got some booking some people for you guys for the show, and then other people, other content creators, and also working our own content. And then on Friday we're doing a event with the ESPN crew at Bar A in New Jersey, and then Saturday I'm doing a football camp with Tommy DeVito.
Wow, Tommy.
Yeah, and then I think we're doing a celebrity softball game later on that same day after the camp with Devontae Smith from the Eagles, and then a couple other people, and then so that's pretty much it. Just continuing to help you guys, all the kind of content creators, and then working on our own stuff, and you know us already. We're always working, so trying to build up the network.
Nathan, do you sleep?
I do sleep. There's some time I sleep, yeah, but I gotta find time to party with my friends, right? So there you go.
Yeah,
I was
really.
just curious. You seem to always be. Oh yeah, you're always doing something. You're a busy bee.
Well, Jason, I did not go to Fanatics Fest this year because unfortunately they got back to us late for some reason. We were there last year, but for some reason they got back to us late this year because we were trying to bring a player with us this time. His name is Jahan Dotson from the Philadelphia Eagles. We were trying to bring him to Fanatics Fest to help him get more exposure. He won the Super Bowl this year with the Eagles, but unfortunately Fanatics Fest didn't get back to us in time. It was too late, so we'll be there for the next one. But we kept sharing stuff for them on our social media, and it was a fantastic event. This year was like they had like LeBron over there, they had Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Costner, name it. Cool. It was a bunch of cast. So I'm looking forward to next year already. I love working with Fanatics, and shout out to Micah Rubin, who's the CEO of Fanatics. He's the one who puts it together. I was able to meet him last year at last year's Fanatics. He's a great guy. Then I connected with Gary V last Fanatics. So I'm looking forward to the next one already. So we're gonna make sure that next time we're gonna let them know that we're trying to bring a couple of player with us, so they know. So I didn't lose any sleep over missing this one, but I had other people there for me doing some content for us. So, we shared all the stuff for them, and it looked great.
Do you ever, Nip? Do you ever make your way to Yankee Stadium? And
sometimes, when I have a chance.
You know, it would be really nice, especially if you're there, and we can do. You can come on live with us and give us, what's going on, and you're with the fans and all. That would be awesome. That really would be awesome. If anybody can get into the Yankees, it's going to be this man right here. No question about it. He is everywhere. He is everywhere. And as far as that Fanatic program, I guarantee you tonight on WWE Raw, they're going to have a lot. They're going to have a nice little segment of what the wrestlers did, and a big segue for it. So
I think I have a feeling on that. I think they might talk about Fanatics Fest. I think most likely.
Yes. They will.
Who's on that panel? Who's on that panel tonight?
Oh, really?
No, I'm saying who's on that panel. Who's going to be doing that?
Oh.
No. I thought you said something about Raw today, right? Some.
Yeah.
Who's on
No,
the second?
I just said Michael Cole probably along with I don't know who he has with them because let's see who's his partner now. You know, I do miss Jerry Lawler, the King.
Oh yes.
You know,
Jerry Lawler, yeah.
he's got some some issues, but Lance Paul, you know, he'll come on. To me, he's annoying. Whatever he does, he's always annoying. But Michael Cole, you know, is WWE, and so they, you know, let's see. It should be on one of the segments.
I saw that Damian Priest was there at the Fanatics.
Yeah, Damian Priest. It looks like they're gonna give him a big run again, and they should. He's a very dedicated, and he's a big, huge Yankee fan.
Yeah,
him, Shane McMahon. There's a lot of big Yankee fans. I think Cody is also, from what I remember. So there's a lot of WWE stars that are Yankee fans, by the way. So you know, shout out to that. But well, you know, we are getting close to the game time. We're about an hour away. You guys, like I say, CT, I'd like to hear your predictions for tonight's game.
Well, before I make my prediction, the one thing I'd like to do, and I even mentioned this to Nathan, I'd love to actually interview you and ask you what it's like to work with all the people you're working with, and
let me know when. I already told you I'm ready to go, so just let me know when.
Yeah, Joe, I think that would be really cool because Nathan's got so much going on. I'm curious. A day in the life of Nathan. There we go. I'd love to know what a day in the life of Nathan.
You didn't love me before, huh?
Well, why don't we do this, Nit? Would you like to do it on the morning show? Do you want a special show?
Tomorrow?
It's your call.
Tomorrow?
You want to do it tomorrow? Let's do it.
Okay, 8 o'clock?
8:30.
8:30. But join at 8 if you want. Okay. We'll can talk behind stage.
You want to go on at 8? We'll go on at 8.
Yeah, 8:30 is good.
Oh, cool. Honestly, Nathan, I'm not like joking. I'm really
at 6:30.
I'm really interested in asking you about this because it's exciting. I'm a musician and I've gotten to do some crazy shows with some big musicians over the years, and you're being able to do kind of like what I did, but with athletes. And I'd love to know what a day in the life of Nathan is like, and
definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what. CT, since you brought it up, and since you did it, I'm going to do the interview.
Okay.
And if I want to say something, I'm going to ask your permission.
This is your
baby. You asked him.
The pen's out. The pen is out.
Huh?
So Big N is going to be interviewed by CT Cards. And that is your baby.
Tomorrow at 8:30. So you're not going to interview, Joe?
Oh, yeah, I'll interview, but I CT brought it up. Right, and it's only right. The fairest thing to do is to have CT be the lead guy for you. Number one, you communicate with all of us, and kudos to CT because he does a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And this is what I want.
Shout out to CT Cards. Yep.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And you can send a check in the morning.
No, you guys send me a check in the morning.
Well, I don't know about that, but you got to bring me at least Nikki Bella. Then you can have all the checks you want.
No. You give me the check now. Where's our payment checks for all these guests we're getting you?
I knew there was a catch to this, guys. I knew it. Not only am I giving him a guest section, he can come on the show anytime, and it's still not good, guys. You believe that? You heard 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 that? By the way, big guy, did you hear about my show that I did on a whim last night?
The wrestling show?
Each and every one of you.
The wrestling show?
No. CT, tell him about it.
Give me a second.
Wait,
sorry.
So
my audio went out. What did you say?
I asked him if he listened to the video of my added show last night of me talking to the stream.
Yeah, I think that was much needed. Joe, you connect with people. We have a wonderful channel here, and I like how honest you are, and think that came out with the video you posted last night. And your work with Nathan, you work very well with everybody. I really like the community you've created, and I love being able to work with you guys. This is really like a dream come true. So
where can I find that video? Where can I find that video?
Joe?
You froze.
Oh,
what did you say?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Where can you find that video, Joe? Is what he was asking.
Yeah.
You go on Yankee Mania, and you'll see the videos. Do the one that was in the evening. It's about 41 minutes long.
Oh wow!
And I had a part 1 and a part 2. I kept part 1 because part 2 we all froze. And
who was on there? Who was on there?
CT wanted to come on, and I was sending the link, and it wasn't working. So we couldn't. Nobody knew. So he said, I asked them. I didn't think anybody was going to come on, to be honest with you. Then all of a sudden they started flocking on, and we froze. So I said, you know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to start another stream. But the one that you're going to see had a lot of guts to it, a lot of heart, and what it really means to me, what you guys have done for me. So I would suggest you take a listen to it, Nit, because you're a big part of it.
Yeah, Nathan, I just want you to know how much we really appreciate this and everything you've done. I just love having you on the show itself, but then when you've been able to give us these interviews and everything, this has been wonderful. I'm really glad to have known, because I've known you for a little while now.
Yeah.
So this has been really cool, and getting to work with you finally. And I said tomorrow morning we get to pick your brain.
Yeah.
This is gonna be awesome.
8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 in the morning, we have the interview with and then it's up to you, because you also have Jonathan from 8:30 to 9. So if you want to include him, you're more than welcome. But I am doing this. I'm going to just sit back, and I know you're going to give him you guys are going to have a wonderful interview.
Jonathan can join if he wants.
Yeah. Why doesn't Joe? I got an idea. How about we'll talk to Jonathan. But why doesn't everybody come up with like 3 or 4 questions they want to ask Nathan? Because all of us have questions for Nathan. So that way, all of us could ask, what Nathan's up to, how he goes. Because I just want to know, like, how did you make? Well, don't answer it now, but I'd like to know, how did you make these connections? How did you get involved? And that can all be for tomorrow morning. So,
yeah.
I'm truly interested, Nathan.
I know the first question from Dev Finch is,
what?
Can you get us a nice wrestler? That's going to be Dev's. I'm already ahead of you, Dev. I'm really ahead of you.
It never ends, does it, Nathan? Every time you do something for somebody, they're going, "Can you get us more?"
Dev, you know what, Dev?
Not me.
What's up, Ken?
I'm in the background.
What's up, Ken?
No, but like I said, what do you call?
Ken wants to know, what are you doing?
Whatever that means. Okay, but. No, I guess he's just,
Oh no, I think because they're gonna interview Ken. They're gonna interview me tomorrow morning.
This is gonna be fun, because I can't wait to know more about how you got into this everything. I mean, this is just like interviewing a baseball player, getting an interview you, because I've done interviews before, and it's strange when people are interviewing you, asking you questions, but at the same token, it brings back like memories and different moments, and you go, "Oh yeah, well that's how I got into this or that." It's funny how that works. But
Jonathan is saying, so tomorrow we're interviewing Nathan. Yes, you are, the two of you, and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the interview right here on NY Yankee Mania.
So everyone, please check out my episode with Ricky Waters.
Yes,
it's out there now. So,
and also,
tonight, and also tonight is our Job in the Mouse show at 7:30. So please tune in tonight, 7:30.
I'll be there. That was a lot of fun. That show. If you guys have not, anybody in the chat has not checked out that show is awesome.
And
a lot
also,
of humor.
We're on Blue Wire now. Our show is on Blue Wire. The Job of the Mouse show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they have Cam Newton show on there. They got Dwight Howard show on there. They got a whole bunch of other athlete shows on there.
That's awesome. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see you a lot now on X, and you gave shout-outs to our show, and we appreciate that too. So listen, you're appreciated big time on NY Yankee Mania. There's no question about that. And Nathan, Ken says, can you get Jason C a hitting coach?
What?
I don't know. I guess he's getting prepared for the on the Ugly Truth to call the Yankee game tonight. So, and don't forget, by any means, don't forget to now go to Ken the Ugly Truths channel, as he will do the play-by-play tonight for the Yankees Cincinnati game, and then right after that, everyone come back here for a post-game show. So, guys, are the Yankees going to win?
Yes.
Yes.
CT.
Yep.
Well, then it's 3 as a crowd, so we're gonna definitely win tonight. And again, I want to thank Cory Hart, especially those last comments were fantastic.
Dodgers and Yankees.
I love that. Yankees, Dodgers, and Yankees all the way.
That was unreal. When he said that, I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way he said that.
Well, guys,
2 in a
with that
row.
all in mind, I want you to go get your dinner, whatever you're doing with the family. Go out, maybe go in the pool before the Yankee game, or maybe have a big screen outside in the pool area, and you can watch the game while you're in the pool playing basketball or something. But enjoy it. Be safe with the family. And remember, God bless you all in the chat, contents, everybody. And God bless America. Let's go, Yankees.
Let's go,
Stay
Yankees.
healthy. God bless you. And also, God bless my brother and CT's mom and dad and everyone around who's having a little hard time right now. But things are going to get better from the help of God.
Let's go, Yankees.
Good night, everyone. We will see you tonight, right after the game. Good night.
Yep.